so that the guy will come in, it will close up at the back, and then he'll be dropped. If I don't want him, I'll drop him down. This is KB and welcome to Minecraft 1.13. This is episode 17 and we need mending. In the last episode we made the beacon and I started mining and I destroyed my efficiency 5 unbreaking 3 pickaxe so fast. So I realized that it's time. We need to get some mending villagers, we need to get a ton of villagers with good trades going. Make a trading hall style a thing. I was thinking a library style. We'll figure out the style. Maybe I'm not making a library. We'll figure that out. But we do need to get some villagers going to get good trades. Now, obviously, to get good villagers and good trades is going to take a while of breeding. So I thought this episode we'd focus more on building the... Where did you come from? Focus more on building the... Where's my words? My words are gone. I can't think of the word. What's the word? Trading hall. We'll focus more on building the trading hall. And I was looking at different spots and I think I'll just do it in this area because I want to keep it reasonably... Seriously? I don't know where my words went. I want to keep it reasonably far away from the iron farm so that it doesn't affect that village. But yeah, we'll make it in this space, so I need to clear out space, get some dirt going, and make... I think I'll use this height that I'm on. That should do it for this area. I think this is big enough. Now, I'm not sure how to design this. And I don't want to keep relying on the internet, so I'm going to jump onto a creative world and try and figure out how I'm going to get the dudes from the rail into the slots. I have an idea of how to do it, but I just need to remember how to do that. So let's jump onto creative. Welcome to my creative world, where nothing's really happening yet. Playing around with a few things, but... These are the things I came up with, so what I know is rails will have to go up into a water stream which will then place the dudes into slots, and then I was trying to figure out redstone that could lock it, but then I got the problem of the rails doing that. So then I jumped on to the next design, where obviously my one issue was how do I keep them at a spot, and this kind of works. So if he comes in with the rail system, he'll drop into an open slot. And then that should close the gate. Right. Should close the gate. What did I... Oh yes, that was the problem with this one. I couldn't close the gate up top. But I have this in place so that the dude stays up there. So then I dropped down the whole design by one block because I saw that was my problem. So now if we test it... Boom, closes the gate. And we got him locked in there. So now I can build something on this side that looks nice. I can stand on something and then trade with the dude. And when I don't want it, I just get rid of him. So it's not perfect yet. So I need to figure out some more things about it, because now the next problem I have is with the rails. I can't get the rails to go on all of the blocks. Now if I place anything in, that's fine. Why is it working now? Things like that keep happening, and then I don't know what I'm doing with the rails. That's the only thing I need to figure out. Then I'll be fully ready for this design. I've been messing with these rails too long. I think this is the design I'm gonna go with. I'm wasting one space with that, but now it can be an aesthetic thing. I don't care. It's irritating me now. So yes, this is the design I'll use, because now I can incorporate the redstone and everything. So back in the real world, my first step would be to figure out where I'll start with this design. That should leave enough space for redstones, I think, over there. And then we just need to figure out how far we'll go. I think I will make... Somewhere I'll bring it this way, and this won't be it. Somewhere I'll bring it that way. So I'll use that kind of shape. Then there would be enough space. And, yeah, so let me figure out how big I want it. We will still have to see if this is the final design, but so far this is what I have. These will be the compartments where the dudes will be hanging out on that block there. And these I'll probably change out for something else, the blocks at the front, because it's going to be the aesthetic part. And there's 15 dudes in the middle, and I'm thinking 7 on the side. We'll see about that, how I want to expand that. So I don't know if I'll need more than... What is it? 29? 30? I'm trying to think what would be the best thing to do next. Extraction part we'll do at the end. I think, yes, let me get the water stream. I'm gonna figure out that part. And then we can see how the rail comes in. I'm quickly collecting some dark oak right here at the back of our building. Because the color palette I'm thinking about is combining oak with a dark oak and maybe a splash of stone bricks. But for now I'll need to get some dark oak, and because it doesn't grow in one block heights and it's scattered out like that, I don't think I'll be able to grow it in my tree farm. This should be the outline. I think this is good. I added in where the water will be, and the water will be flowing in this space, but I left a block there so that I can place in the gates, and I'm going to use the dark oak gates. In case they're going to be on display, I want them to be a different color. And already by adding the different color into this design, it's starting to look not as cheap as that, just by doing that. But I'm going to add in all of the gates now. Take out the block above it. Not going to put in the water yet, because it's never, ever a good idea to add water if the project's not finished, because an accident will ruin your redstone. After placing in the gates, I realized that I don't need gates on every single block. So I added in the dark oak, the stripped dark oak. But I made it the wood like 4 like that. And now I'm just adding in the fence gates, and I actually like this 2 different shades of darker. Yeah, so this is going to be the spot where the dude drops down onto the rail that gets him locked onto that block. The next phase would be to place in all of the rails, so I'll go around and place in the detector rails first, and then I'll go back around placing the next rails, and I'll have to place rails over there, but I'll do that from the back. And once the rails are in, I think the next part is I need to build the layer that's here at the front that makes sure they don't drop down all the way unless you press the button. And then after that, probably link up the rail from that side. And then we'll need to make extraction. And the rejected dudes, I'm going to send them to my iron farm, because I still need more villagers in the iron farm to get it fully charged. Yes, that is the next few steps. And just an important note here. If you want the rail to be straight like that, you will need to place a rail over there. But then you need to take it away again, because we need to place redstone on that spot for the redstone to work. So place it, get it to look like that, and then remove it for the redstone. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to start adding in the button system that would release the next gate so that the dude can drop out and be rejected. And now I'm actually worrying. I don't know if the dark oak dude, the dark oak fence, is the right color. I'm looking at all the fence gates and this is ugly. That's going. And I'm probably gonna do something like that, connecting everything up. Then the dark oak's not a good fit. And I'm actually thinking I want to go with the normal oak, because then we have that break of color in this big dark patch. That's what I'm thinking, so I'm gonna go with the oak. We can always change it. But for now, I think I'm actually liking the oak more than the spruce. Definitely the dark oak doesn't work. The dark oak fence gates doesn't work, but the dark oak color I'll keep it. With then the break with the oak. It seems like I'm not really prepared for all these building things, because I don't have all the resources I need. But at least now I can demonstrate the tree machine again. Just need to add in a piston system that will collect more saplings, because that's the only issue with it now. But that's why I need the slime, so we can get sticky pistons and create a mechanism that will squash the leaves together, releasing the saplings that can then be collected by the hoppers. But we'll get to that. Priorities now are to get mending. Otherwise I won't be doing a whole lot of anything. It's starting to come together, and I actually like the design. It needs a whole lot more, but yes, that's looking good. The oak fence gates, definitely that's the way to go. And now I added in this space where the rail will be coming in, and then we'll have a water system. And this side nothing's gonna happen, but for aesthetic reasons I just added this in as well. The next part though is we need to add in all of the redstone. I'm gonna go around like that at the bottom. I'll finish that row. Then to invert the signal, we'll do a next row, though. And then the final step is to add in your last redstone up here, which, it's gonna close that for now, should open it. Because now if nothing is on this detector rail, it should be open, and if something is on the detector rail, that should close it. And the only way out is if I press a button to release the dude, which then will figure that part out just now. So I'm gonna add in all of the redstone torches, and then we need to figure out extraction, or recycling, or ejecting, or whatever we'll call it. I'm working on the extracting part of the system now. The recycling, I don't know what to call it, but what it will be is I'll be extending the rails that will be dropping down. And I saw that I had to skip these corner dudes. These chambers, I had to remove them in order to get it to actually work in line with the bottom, which I placed in a railway. And it will be going in this direction, where we'll then be sending the dudes off to the iron farm. But yes, now I just need to add in the rest of the rails for the extraction, but I can quickly run back and then I'll show you how it would work. Get that dude. So that the guy will come in, it will close up at the back. And then he'll be dropped, if I don't want him, I'll drop him down into the system, and then he'll be on the railway. I think the villager trading hall is complete. I added in the water system, place a water block, and then one block before it ends, you place a sign, and then it can flow through. And all of the chambers are finished and it's working. So let me just show you what I did over here. So over here, what I'm doing now is I just closed everything off to keep mobs from killing the villagers. And I added a door there because if a zombie climbs up here, it won't be... I have a glitch in my system. I'll fix it. But the idea is that he won't be able to go through here, but when a minecart comes through, it will trigger this, and then it went through it, which is fine as well. I just want to keep the zombies out, but that'll trigger it to open up. If it needs to open up, then the villager can go into the system, and then I can just export or send away the dudes I don't need. I have good news and I have bad news. Bad news is the system doesn't work. I think it's because of the new water mechanic. The good news is I can fix it with pistons. Let me quickly show you. What happens is a villager comes in, he drops into the chamber and it closes this gate. But I think because of water mechanics, dudes can still drop through, because when I came here, my villagers, so down there now, there were 2 of them stacking up. That was a problem, so I jumped onto the redstone world. I jumped onto my testing world and I found a fix with pistons, and I'll wait for next day, then I'll show you how to fix this. I went ahead and removed the water from the system because when working with redstone, you don't want water. Now the first thing you need to do is place in a sticky piston and then a block to push. Now I finally found some slime. I found a swamp and I thought I'd build a farm there, but then at my beacon I found some slime. So somewhere there's a slime chunk and we can later on go build a slime farm. But then you'll have the sticky piston that can push the block, which then water can flow on. But then when it opens up, you still want a fence gate there so that it blocks water from going into your system. Now let's go look at the redstone. And I'm very proud of this design because I figured it out myself. Now, this torch gives a signal to the gate which opens it up. Once there's a villager in the system, this inverts these signals, which closes the gate. And that means we can use this dead redstone torch over here. So what we'll do is we'll send a comparator signal out. So if this comes on, a signal will go through the system. If that's off, it closes the fence gate, and if this is on, it pushes the piston, which then closes the whole chamber so that no one can get in there. I'll demonstrate that. But the first thing now, from the comparator, we'll have a redstone line, and I can't remember how far I should take this, so let's just go too much. We want to go up, and then on this space here, we want a slab, and then over there we want those, and we can take that out. Let me just get up there. And then we'll have a repeater going into that. So let me just show you properly. Signal comes on, goes through comparator, through our redstone line, into a repeater, pushing this block closed. So the theory is minecart comes in, closes the gate and the piston. Right, that should be closed though. Just make sure that's closed and then boom, it works. So now you can see what I said was that is off now, closing the gate. This is on now, sending the signal through, which closes the sticky piston. So that solves our problem. Now I'll just need to duplicate it into all these chambers, but then we can actually get the water back and the system should be functioning now. So I have all of the redstone in place. Every chamber works. I actually manually tested each of them with my minecart. Now I just need to raise this up, and then I'll just do something like this to make sure it aligns. And the challenge now is just to figure out the water. So I think for safety purposes, I will be doing something like that. I'll do it, I'll test it, and if it sucks, I'll figure something out with the water. But once I have the water in, we'll be ready to go. I wanted to go get a villager, but I can just test it with my minecart. So let's see what happens with the system. That first chamber is always going to be a dead one. You go in, closes things up. Water doesn't change much, which is good. As long as it flows forward, it'll be good. Might need to make all of it ice. I don't know if I can... I don't know. Probably not. Test it as is. But I think it's good. I think this is working. Need to do some extensive testing now. But that won't be happening in this episode. It's been a very, very productive episode. Trading Hall is built. And if everything is correct, it will be working. But that's going to have to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.